Hi, I'm Yunira, and I'll be talking about Taoist sects and Decentralized Autonomous Organizations, or DAOs. Um, the idea behind this presentation is that um, I want to create a decentralized autonomous organization in the form of a Taoist sect, specifically a Wushu Taoist sect, so not completely aligned with the Taoist sect, but more of the fantasized idea in novels and books. If I can get the slide to go. Okay. So let's get some definitions going. For Taoist sects, they are a philosophical group, while a Dao is an organizational structure. A Taoist sect follows the Chinese worldview of Taoism, while a Dao just follows the rules encoded in a blockchain. Um, while a Taoist sect tries to harmonize with the Tao, which is their main goal, a DAO is mostly focused on controlling, owning, and operating the DAO through a consensus agreed upon by the members. While a Taoist sect is operated by the members in Wushu novels, for example, a sect disciple will be able to go out and complete a task for the sect in exchange for points. It's very hierarchical, and so there are different levels of contributions, and it's not very cut and dry. A DAO, on the other hand, is more often used just to manage funds digitally on the blockchain. There's not much else going on with it, but it is a newer form of organizational structure. So the objectives of the two, a Taoist sect is trying to reach spiritual enlightenment for its members. A DAO will have a more specific goal, such as investing in the newest meme coin, or developing a decentralized exchange that will help with a certain problem. So some other things. Taoist sect is trying to live harmoniously with the world around them. A DAO is doing similarly by trying to be transparent and democratized. I believe the crypto movement started from a lot of anger and upsetness with the current financial system, and by making those financial systems a little more transparent or making things democratized, the idea is that things will improve for the people involved. So a couple things that a Taoist sect has directly to, like a more specific thing they do, is personal development, internal alchemy, and community rituals. So these are all parts of Taoism where they contribute towards your spiritual enlightenment. A DAO, some more specific examples of use cases are fund management, investments, or project development. So, for example, for project development, if you want to, create the best meme coin exchange out there, but you don't think that one person is the best to decide all that, a DAO would be a beneficial organizational structure, because you could hold votes, and everybody's vote would be counted based on their contribution to the community through their holding of the governance token. The two structures, while typically very different, DAO has the flexibility to model itself after a Taoist sect, which is typically hierarchical with masters and disciples, generations of disciples, a sect leader, and an elder council. While a DAO typically has, do you own the token? And you can, with how smart contracts work, you can increase the complexity of that hierarchy. The danger is creating a system that is too complex and nobody actually wants to join. While technically the power is centralized for a Taoist sect, it is definitely a lot more of a collective contribution. For example, in Wuxia novels, generations of disciples will be sent out on missions that are, complementary to their level of martial arts. So in that way, it is kind of collectivist, where you're not going to send an elephant to crush an anthill, but you're not going to send ants to crush an elephant. So a DAO, decisions are made collectively through the consensus, but the consensus can be changed based on whatever structure you go with. But generally, it is based on token ownership and not just general existence. So leadership in a Taoist sect is often based on, how enlightened are you, how much do you understand, how far are you along your journey, while a DAO doesn't inherently have any seniority, and that has to be programmed in as a customizable feature. Yeah. Okay. So decision making. A Taoist sect, like I said, is often centralized. Decisions are made by a sect leader or a small group of elders or higher ranked members, like the newer generation of the sect. While a DAO is typically just decentralized, and there's no inherent need to know the seniority. Decisions are typically made through a consensus mechanism, like I said, and a stakeholder's opinions are weighed based on how much they either stake or contribute to the DAO. While in a Taoist sect, the more you contribute, the more you may be able to access resources. While you may not directly be able to make more decisions, but with enough, eventually you change kind of ranks in a sect. As far as philosophical underpinnings, they both kind of have balance and harmony, but Taoist balance and harmony is a little more unique to the Taoist sect, with a focus on simplicity and living life naturally. A DAO mostly emphasizes on the transparency of the blockchain, the autonomy of code, and the elimination of centralized points of failure or control that have been, the main reason the crypto movement took off. As far as values, a Taoist sect would try to value wisdom, compassion, and frugality, while a DAO is more valuing the democratic decision-making process and the efficiency of that process. So now we've kind of laid the groundwork for what we're talking about. We're going to go back into the similarities. The two of them both rely on community and collective engagement. A Taoist sect, can't really do anything without the people to actually go out there and, collect, donations or help people in order to achieve or get compensation. But a DAO, a token of a DAO is worthless if nobody wants it. So there's some collective engagement there as far as creating that hype. So like I said, the harmony and balance for both of them exists, but Taoist is spiritual harmony, while DAO is more operational and structural harmony and balance. And then wisdom and learning. So, not every DAO is interested in being wise and learning, but, it has the ability to combine that into its typical stuff. So, for example, contributions to a DAO would allow you access to their resources, which would, contribute to wisdom and learning. As far as rituals and traditions, everything's going to have its own little stuff. There's definitely going to be, out of the electoral process for a DAO, there's going to be rituals and traditions that are created if it is actually more than just a little fad. And generally, they have a moral and ethic code, a DAO and a Taoist sect, because they have to operate on some agreed upon ethics. And they can both be a meritocratic, merit-based system, where, the more you help out, the more you can advance in their system. And, finally, to wrap up, we'll go through some of the differences, and then I'll kind of discuss what my thinking is. So for purposes and objectives, like I said, Taoist sects aim for spiritual enlightenment, while the Tao is just, working on transparency and efficiency. The structure and leadership, while Taoist sects are almost always hierarchical, DAOs have a little more flexibility. In the decision-making process, while DAOs have the flexibility to just be a flat voting, they also have the flexibility to model more ideal systems. So, for example, a centralized system with, the ability to cash out. So, a Taoist sect is based on, you want to follow these masters because their martial arts is worth following and their understanding the world and their path to enlightenment is worth it. At any point, if it's not worth it anymore, Taoist disciples were able to leave their sect, and maybe they would pawn off sect items to people so they could have some money to travel, to leave. Um, and again, I'm taking stuff from Wushu, so it's there's some fiction to that. And then as far as philosophical differences, they are literally on the opposite side of the spectrum, where Taoism is ancient and Daos are new and modern and technology driven. So, that's kind of a rundown of both of those, and my goal in the coming year or so is going to be researching both of them very thoroughly and working on, pulling the good parts of a Taoist sect out and, possibly creating my own DAO. So that's the end of my presentation for now.